My name is Kenneth Agüera. I'm from Puerto Rico. I joined the Army straight out of Puerto Rico, and I finished 30 years and 29 days of service. And along the way, I was challenged with many things that had to be done in our nation to keep our oath. And as many other veterans, I carry with me some serious scars. And a friend of mine told me about this beautiful place, and by the grace of God, I'm here. And as you can see, I already enjoyed this place enough to have a new hat and new necklace, but I have a new family and friends.
I'm Brandon Burris. I'm a chaplain with the Oklahoma Army National Guard. I deployed with Kelly and Greg back in 2018, and I'm familiar with Kelly's story with 22 shenanigans, and he had called and requested that I come on this trip. I learned that there are hurts that are much deeper than can be seen on the outside. Everything from losing soldiers to losing loved ones. And these guys are doing their best to deal with it every day. I didn't serve with them, but they very quickly accepted me as part of them. My deployment wasn't even a traumatic deployment, yet they were still there sharing stories with me and letting me be a part of their experience. My recommendation, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. There are people around the United States that love their soldiers, love their first responders, and they're giving to 22 Shenanigans so that people are able to enjoy this experience and take advantage of that. I know it's difficult sometimes to be on the receiving end of grace, but take it, it'll change your life.
My name is Chris Yang. I served in the Army from 2005 to 2009. So yeah, coming into this trip, I didn't really know what to expect. Probably the most fun part was just, being around the guys again, having that camaraderie. I've kind of missed that, but when you get here, it's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, so my name is Dwayne Gomes, and I served in the U.S. Army for 20 years. This really helped open doors and take down barriers. Being able to, some of these former leaders and soldiers I haven't seen for 15 years. Oh, favorite part about the week? All of it. I mean, really for me it was surfing. Being able to, surf a different part of the Pacific coming from Hawaii. That was really awesome to be able to say I surfed down here. But really just getting back together and talking stories was the favorite part. For all you veterans out there looking for that retreat, that R&R getaway, this is the place to come, especially with your battle buddies.
So my name is Andy Field. I served for 4 years in Alpha Company 114 Infantry. I went to Iraq in 2004 and served with several of the guys that were here on the trip this week. I think this trip was particularly special. I mean, it's a beautiful place, wonderful things to do, but I think what really we took from this more than anything was some small time that we could just be together. And I mean, I know it probably sounds a lot like telling war stories, because that's really what it is, but it's connecting with people that understand you and what you've been through on a level that, I mean, I know I hadn't done prior to coming out here. A lot of these guys I haven't seen since I left Hawaii in 2005. So, it's been quite the experience and something I'm very fortunate to have been a part of.
Yeah, okay, hello everybody. My name is Jose Gabriel de Nujian. Everybody calls me Gabe. I spent 27 years in the Army in a lot of different units, most of them infantry and airborne units. I retired in 2013, and then I became a high school teacher for 10 years. I'm married, and I have one son who lives in heaven. A lot of times I dwell on the loss of my son. I have in the past, and the loss of fellow soldiers, and I go to dark places, but I don't stay there anymore. And trips like this help me stay in that place less and less every time that I do it. And I meet people, and I get to share my story, and I get to hear their stories too. And, being able to talk with these guys about their personal experiences and what they go through helped me to really appreciate my own situation. It far exceeded anything that I expected. I mean, when we got here, we were moving and grooving. I mean, we hit the ground, the next day we're surfing, the next day we're fishing, the next day we're riding motorcycles to volcanoes, in the dark, you know, bouncy ferry rides, bouncy car rides. It was a blast, man. It was just an amazing experience.
So I'm Greg Baker. I've been living here in Nicaragua off and on for about 13, going on 14 years. I was in the Army for 24 years. I was an infantryman and did several combat tours. Several years ago, I figured out the best way that I could summarize the issue was that people were missing having a family, being part of a tribe. You know, we're very tribal people, especially military people. And they're missing having that sense of purpose and mission and something that they could be passionate or get something that would get their heart rates up. I think moving forward, we're hopeful that we can get 10 groups down here in the coming year and keep this thing rolling. And what we'll be relying on more than anything is, you know, the guys who come down here to let their buddies know about it, because word of mouth and you know, letting people know how the thing went for them is going to probably be more effective than anything else we can do. So, yeah, pretty excited about 2024, and we call this project, unofficially, we called it Fortunate Sons, after the old CCR song, if you're familiar with that, from during the Vietnam era, because, you know, that song was sort of a protest song, but we're not using it as protest. We're saying we were pretty fortunate to get to do what we did, and now we feel even more fortunate we can reach out and help our buddies.